Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about something that's not completely bleak. Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. We're going to be talking about Saiyan forms. And just that, honestly. So I'm going to be using Goku to pretty much describe all these forms. Unless he hasn't used the form in canon. Or in the show. I shouldn't say in canon because we're going to be discussing non-canon material here. And iffy stuff. But only Saiyan forms. Only specifically Saiyan forms. So first of all, base Saiyan, no transformation, nothing applied. It's just their general state of being. There it is. Nothing. So I made this whole like tree, but as I went into it, I kind of altered it a little bit. You'll see, but for right now, this is what we have formatted. Next, iconic, staple, Super Saiyan. In one of the guidebooks, it said it was a 50 times multiplier. I can believe that. I have no idea. It feels a lot more vague nowadays than it did back then. Like in Z, you could feel it was a 50 times amplifier, and then it just wasn't. So that's like the second spot in the tree, like the next main transformation. You know, I just realized there should be a line connecting base Goku to this circle right here. I'm gonna hope I fix that. I don't really know. We'll see. Oh yeah, and in between the base form and Super Saiyan 1, there are grades where it's... You have your first grade, which is a regular Super Saiyan. Grade 2, which is a more beefy Super Saiyan. You're trading a little bit of speed for more power. And then Super Saiyan 3, essentially, Super Saiyan Grade 3, essentially follows that same pattern. This is fan art I pulled off of Facebook. I have no idea where I got it. Or I have no idea who made it. But I'll try to find them, and if I successfully find them, I'll leave them linked in the description. Super Saiyan Grade 3, Super Saiyan Grade 2, Super Saiyan Grade 1. Or full power, too, because they look exactly the same. But their functions are different. Super Saiyan 1 is the initial use. Super Saiyan Grade 1, sorry. Is the initial use of Super Saiyan, where your power is just overflowing, it's leaking out of you. You don't really have much control over it, you just have a giant power boost. Full power Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Grade 4, is when you have a perfected state of Super Saiyan and you can use it pretty much all the time with minimal to no power leak. After Super Saiyan Grade 4, if you meet specific criteria or certain things happen to you, traumatic events specifically, there's a lot of trauma in this show. For one kid specifically, but you know you know. If any significantly bad stuff happens or you train while knowing which way to go, you can achieve Super Saiyan 2. Not much of a visual distinction from Super Saiyan 1. The biggest things is spikier hair and electricity. For some reason the picture I picked doesn't have any sparks of electricity, but you can tell it's Super Saiyan 2 because of how spiky the hair is and Goku's specific 1, 2, 3 going on. He's always got like 2 big hair spike things coming off the side of his face and then one in the middle. I don't think he has that for Super Saiyan 1. No, it's more flowy and more... I mean, he kind of does, but he has another one. That's consistent, like 1, 2, 3. That really... Oh. Well, anyways, that's Super Saiyan 2. Next, you're not going to believe this. Super Saiyan 3. They ditched the eyebrows, going for a more primate look. And then they spiked the hair up a lot more to make him look menacing? Maybe it's supposed to be like a mane or something. You know, I never really got the reason to why his hair was so long. I just figured it's something to do with being more primal. When you're more primal, you're hairier, I guess. Which does make sense in the Saiyan's context, especially since they turn into giant monkeys. Speaking of which, next thing in the tree, the Great 8 transformation, or the Ozaru. This is like a werewolf type effect that each Saiyan is born with, where if they look at the moon, GT explanation incoming, if they look at the moon, the Blutz waves reflected off the sun, or the light waves reflected off the moon turn into Blutz waves, and then the Blutz waves hit the Saiyan, transforming them into giant apes. Who if you don't train with, you never gain control of. But I don't know if there's like a specific way to train for it, specific way to gain control over this form, or if it's literally just, I'm gonna use the monkey form a couple of times and then I'll have it. So yeah, I did not connect the line. This is what I was talking about earlier. The Great Ape transformation is a transformation that comes right off the base Saiyan. So there should have been a line from base Goku to Gorilla. Yeah. This isn't even a picture of Goku. This is someone else. I know who it is. It's Rice. Oh yeah, this is a non-canon form. I consider a lot of this canon, just kind of altered in my head. But this form right here is what happens when you have the Great Ape transformation, but it's turned Super Saiyan. That is my basic understanding of it. I don't know if there needs to be like an emotional sentimentality thing with it, because when Goku first transformed into this form, he was looking at the moon, right? Sorry. When Goku first transformed into this form, he was looking at the sun. 2 fucking times! He was looking at the Earth. The Blutz waves were getting reflected off the Earth. And I don't necessarily know if it was Blutz waves that made this transformation happen, or if it was just a deep longing for the planet. Or maybe it was the Blutz waves that reflected off the planet. Or maybe he just kind of did that. I really don't know. I think GT implies that it's Blutz waves reflected off the Earth, and there's like a cue of sentimentality or longing that he has for the planet that transforms him into this. So this is what I think. Right here. Super Saiyan, Gorilla, Super Saiyan, Gorilla. Pretty easy math, right? The Ozaru Super Saiyan form, the Golden Great Ape. If you manage to gain control of that form, you'll unlock a highly powerful Super Saiyan 4 form, which is a lot more primal than the other ones. A lot more hair. Yep, primal equals hair. And one thing required for this form, though, is you have to already have a tail. If you want to get it naturally. Then we get fucking Roid Maxer over here, taking as many Blutz waves as possible to just force it out of him. I still think that's kind of cheap. I think they should have given Vegeta a tail somehow, if you wanted the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. And Goku grew it back. Why couldn't Vegeta do the plier method? Or like Dragon Balls? Maybe Bulma could have invented something to like help him grow a tail back. Like, for Goku to lose his tail, he had to burn it off like a couple of different times. And Vegeta just lost it once and it was over. Then again, it could be like an adult thing, right? Like you get to a certain age and then your tail just doesn't grow back anymore. Very well could be, but I don't like that explanation. Because Goku had to have his tail like cauterized 2 times. No, I think it is the kid explanation. Because when Gohan had his tail pulled out by Piccolo, he just zapped it and it was done. There was no anything. And then he grew it back like not even like a couple of months later. Well, yeah, that's Super Saiyan 4. What happens when you gain control of the Golden Monkey form. But since we're already talking about Super Saiyan 4, one of the newer shows, Daima, introduced this guy. Which I do like to think is canon. I just don't think it's the same Super Saiyan 4 form. I think it was just named that because, you know, similar aesthetic, very, very similar look. It'd be kind of dishonest to say they looked very different. But mostly the colors. I think, since it's so sleek and shiny, this Super Saiyan 4 form isn't natural and it has much more mythical origins. Like, it was literally forced onto him by a random Namekian in the demon realm. And I think it's funny that I consider this the more mythical form, mostly because of the red. Like, we've been shown that Divine Ki is like, well, for Saiyans at least, is red until they mix it with other stuff, or at least red-ish. Like, I guess Super Saiyan Rose is a little different. That's pink. There's a lot of thoughts to be had here. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this because I didn't really have a script in mind, but I knew I wanted to talk about this. But the more just questions you ask about specific forms, the more it's like, is this a divine form? I'd lean towards yes, because it was attained via that old Namekian in the demon realm. He essentially used magic to spread this out. Well, this is more of a, wow, I see something, my biology's linking up with other biology stuff, with other biological evolutions, and I just explode in power into this. This form specifically, compared to the other one, is funny, because it shows more mythical properties than this one does. This one just kind of grows a tail and appears. Maybe bigger forearms. This one, Goku, it doesn't matter what form he's in, it will always bring him to his physical prime. So if he's like, in GT, he was turned into like a 10 or 15 year old, maybe younger. He's brought up to being, I'm gonna assume, maybe an early 30-year-old? Which is also weird because at the beginning of GT, Goku's 60. I wonder if they bring Vegeta down in age when he transforms. Because he was older. He was like 60 or 70. I don't remember how old Vegeta is in GT. He's old. They're all old. Those are the two Super Saiyan 4 forms, as we know them. There's a line that goes downwards, but that's an honorable mention. We'll get to that eventually. Next, Akari form, or Wrathful Super Saiyan. This is what happens when a Saiyan loses his tail and is still able to unlock or tap into the power of a great ape. Which is kind of strange, because if that's the case, is there an implication that great apes actively get stronger as they fight? Or is it just because Broly's a mutant? It's probably just because Broly's a mutant, because no Saiyan is supposed to be this strong. I mean, I don't think any Saiyan is supposed to access this form, to be honest with you. I think this is a Broly exclusive, a Wrathful or Akari. Because most Saiyans would just transform into a great ape, or have no effect at all when they look at the sun, or moon. But then you get Broly here. That's the Akari form. Just essentially a beefed up version of a base form. But, this is what I think. If you mix up the Akari with the Super Saiyan form, you get whatever this is. I don't know if these are the same forms. I don't know if this is the same form as this. I don't really think it matters all that much, to be honest with you. Because I think these are just different shadings in light. Or different... I think these two differences in color is mostly just aesthetic. I personally believe that any Super Saiyan form that we've seen Broly in is just the same form, but with a little bit of an Akari mix. Because we see this scene right here, right? His eyes are still that weird yellow color. Here we don't get much of anything, but it's more of a controlled form. He doesn't really have a lot of control over his Super Saiyan form. I think this is Akari Super Saiyan. I don't think it's a legendary Super Saiyan branch. I don't think it's a giant mutant Super Saiyan branch. I mean, granted, it could be because Broly might be a mutant in and of himself. But there's not enough information to know. We can just make assumptions off of specific things. Or you can watch a YouTube video that explains everything in depth. In very, very deep, unbridled depth. That's where this is. Legendary Super Saiyan. I just called it the Legendary... Super Saiyan Broly. Super Saiyan 1 mixed with Akari. But I don't think he can turn off Akari. Like, since Super Saiyan is a rage thing, and Akari seems to also be a rage thing, I think he's just stuck with this form versus this form right here. Next, one of my two favorite transformations in the entire series, probably my first, Super Saiyan God. I added a little picture of Goku with a tail down here because I like it. Oh yeah, and this one's not in the show at all. This one's from a game, and this one's from the anime. Super Saiyan God is essentially the base form of a Super Saiyan plus God Ki. At least that's what I'd say if we didn't get a specific other form from Resurrection F. This is a God Ki transformation for the Saiyans. I don't know if it's like base form plus God Ki or if it's base form plus God Ki plus something else. because we've seen a base form plus God Ki, or at least a really, really buffed base form. I don't know what the trigger is for this. All I know is Goku got it because of a ritual. Because of the ritual, he was dumped into a divine energy pool. And now he's supposedly stronger than everyone else. And then everyone gets really strong. And then they introduce a new Super Saiyan transformation that most people don't even care about. And this one's so aesthetically pleasing and so cool. But, you know, it's alright. This one will forever be here. Super Saiyan God is a very cool divine transformation. It's a little unclear on how it works, but I'd say it's like right here. From Super Saiyan God, the base form with God Ki, you can go Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. I personally think the name should have been Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan God, but you know, in hindsight, it's 2026. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. This is essentially what Super Saiyan God was, but as a Super Saiyan. Okay, so my mic actually just completely shat the bed, so I have to talk in this over-expressive tone now. So, yes. Yeah. So anyways, in where we were at, I stopped recording and then I started half a week later. It was pretty bad. I kind of dropped the schedule. It's irrelevant. I shouldn't be talking about it. We are talking about the Super Saiyan Blue transformation. This was given so much more justice in the comics, but I just really don't think it was necessary for this. Doesn't matter. We're not talking about my opinion here. We're talking about Dragon Ball transformations. It's right here under Super Saiyan God. It's got a weird intersection right here. I made this chart so fucking poorly. I did not think about ramifications. I just wanted to talk about it. Anyways, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. I think this is just Super Saiyan 2, personally. That makes the most sense to me. Why Vegeta got it? Why not? A lot of people say it's like a weird retextured Super Vegeta, and they're right. But I like it. Anyways, Super Saiyan 2, right under Super Saiyan God. Next form, Super Saiyan Rose, or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Or Super Saiyan, but with God Ki. Anime and manga actually have a weird distinction with this form, where in the manga, this is Super Saiyan Blue. But in the anime, it's explicitly stated, I think. Let me get a clip if I'm wrong. I'll get a clip if I'm wrong or right. In the anime, it is stated that this is just the Super Saiyan Goku Black. Essentially what this form is it's a deity Saiyan, like Super Saiyan Blue, but if the Saiyan had the soul of a deity already, right? The god power was not attained externally. It was already there, present, as they existed already. Technically, since he stole Goku's body. If you know the lore, you know the lore. It's weird. The deity has to already be there and be Saiyan. Then they can turn into Super Saiyan Rose. This goes over here. Why? Because I'm not sure where else it goes. Like, it could be a derivative of this, or it could be this. Two potential options here. We really don't need to go through it, because it could be either, depending on what you follow. I personally follow the manga a little more because I think the story is a little more concise and well written. Granted, Super is kind of a wishy-washy story compared to Z in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball in its entirety. Even GT. I think GT is better than Super. That might be a bad take or whatever. I guess it's not really a bad take because it's my opinion. The recording got corrupted. I showed you a little bit of the audio. But this form right here is Fall Super Saiyan. It's essentially a Super Saiyan transformation, but before grade 1. That's what I think it is. Super Saiyan Light or something. Anyways, honorable mentions. I got sidetracked. Super Saiyan Rage, I think it's called. Yeah, Super Saiyan Rage. It is a Super Saiyan 2 transformation infused with God Ki. Why? I don't fucking know. I just got mad. In my head, this makes sense to me, right? For headcanon's sake. He got this form because he had the rage boost that Gohan had during the Cell Saga. But he's interacted with the deity Saiyan when he was fighting Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue. That's always kind of why I thought he got Super Saiyan Rage. Then I read the manga and I was like, oh wow, this makes a lot more sense. He's just a healer. He's just a fucking healer. But besides the point, Super Saiyan Rage, it's there. It exists. I guess. Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. This form is a Dragon Ball Heroes exclusive form. I don't necessarily consider it canon. It's kind of cool. So this is what I was talking about. The Fall Super Saiyan form. I think that's what Bardock was using against Gas in this fight right here. Because he's got, like, lingering Super Saiyan. Maybe it's, like, almost turning into Super Saiyan Aura the way it's... What the fuck? How the fuck do tails work in Dragon Ball? Z, they were consistent. But this right here, Bardock not having a tail, is entirely inconsistent with a lot of stuff that I've talked about in this fucking video. Like the fact that Saiyans are supposed to not grow tails back when they become an adult. Vegeta just got his chopped off. He even still had a stump, kind of. But no, he never grew it back. Bardock did grow his tail back. Because after this, he proceeds to go back to Planet Vegeta and fucking die. With a tail. So, Saiyans can just grow tails whenever? Because Goku's a pure-blooded Saiyan. They have to extract the tail like in GT? This fucking ruins a lot for me. Henceforth, it's not canon. Alright, well that was it. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Thank you. The next video is going to be about Kryptonite.